Well, here's issue 12 of Anarchist Child Custody. Coming from Chantanella, California. And just last night, I hooked up with the father of the movement to me, because Carl Preston Packard was the first person that I noticed on Facebook that was using Facebook to publicize his plight. And I've been kind of watching this on Facebook for a couple months now, because I've had my own deal going now almost for a couple months now, and he got his going way before mine. But I was just reading the blog today, and and it just, and I'm just really reactive right now, because I've been alone for a while. I've been able to think about things, but I was just reading about Carl, and I just remembered, that Carl suffers from schizophrenia. I suffer from depression, and it reminded me of my friend Michael McNamara, who was a dear friend of mine when I was a teenager, and he had some serious mental issues because he was tortured while he was in the Army. And I'm not talking about the Viet Cong, I'm talking about the guys in his unit. But anyway, yeah, so, he was pretty messed up over that. And, even though Mike did some really, I'm talking about Michael McNamara, even though Michael McNamara was a paranoid schizophrenic and he did some freaking really violent things, he would have never have done anything to hurt his kids. Never. And I think that anybody that takes, I'm not saying that some people would or wouldn't, or under different circumstances or whatever, but I think that using mental illness as a wedge between you and your kids is the worst thing you could do to look at somebody that suffers from mental illness. Because Mike got out of the hospital, and Barbetta told him that he'd never see the kids again, and he took her serious. He wasn't in his right mind. He hadn't had any access to cannabis for a few weeks, so he wasn't very lucid, especially when he was on all those pharmaceuticals. But he took his life, man. He ate all his medication because he truly believed that when Barbetta said that he would not see his children again. And this isn't something you do to somebody that is ill, especially, it's just the most cruel thing you could do to a parent is to separate them from their child for any reason. Even if it's kind of just, they're kind of negligent or they're doing fucked up things, to cut off total, contact, for, especially if they haven't even committed a felony or anything. There's no crime committed. There's no reason that the parent should be able to see their child. There's no reason. If there's been a crime committed, sure, let's look into the allegations, and was it just allegations, or was there a conviction? Allegations don't mean anything. Now, were you convicted of some kind of child abuse or, child neglect or something like that. Well, if you're being convicted of that, you are probably not going to be a person wanting custody of your child, And I just think that for the mental well-being of mothers and fathers, because this happens on the other side too. My girlfriend, Layla, she's got serious scars from not being able to see her son since he was 2, and now he's 17. You just can't do that to people without it causing serious emotional scars. You just can't, you just can't hold people apart like that and lie to them, especially when the other parent would like to see the child. It's just, I don't know. But anyway, I just wanted to say, thank you for everybody in the whole group, and I appreciate Carl coming in and starting to promote this. I hope we can, start fusing some different resources together and really forge some techniques that will be effective, especially for Carl in getting Leslie served, because if she doesn't get properly served, then he can't have his day in court. And that's the drag about the statist system, If, we could all just vote on Facebook, get 100,000 votes. If you get 100,000 likes on Facebook, something happens or something. If that meant something, But in the statist system, we're held prisoner by these chains, by the family law courts and the judges, the lawyers, the crooked legislatures that write the laws and try to take and institute, property rights on your children. And then they give it to a probate court to take care of, the wards of the state. I don't want to go to court, but if I have to, I will. And, I will represent myself pro se, and, that day may be coming sooner than most people think. So, just want to thank you. Have an awesome day.